I've always wanted to do this since my first name is Brent. You are looking live at Venetian Convention Center. I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM Players, and we come with friends, folks. Oh, wow. Friend just popped up.
They're just popping up.
We've got Brian Summers back. I'm going to let the venerable Paul Greenberg introduce someone that's, I don't believe, has ever been on the CRM Players anything before. So I'm going to leave him for Paul. And we are saying hello again to Rebecca. Rebecca Weddle.
Okay, so is Brohammer here yet? So or should I go ahead and do it?
Yeah, go ahead and do it. He's not here yet.
All right. So I've known this fine gentleman, Alex Williams, for what? 15 years probably at this point?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
One of the best. He's a journalist. He's an influencer. He's an analyst. He's one of those journalists who's also an analyst. He's like, because he's got really well-considered opinions, which he is not afraid to make known. But the other thing he is I guess the best way is a pioneer in newer forms of journalism. And there's Brohammer, a pioneer in new forms of journalism. He has his own company now called New Stack. And how many years has it been in existence now, Alex?
2014.
Okay, so it's 10 years. And when he created it, he was pioneering a vision that he had of how journalism should actually work in the 21st century. And guess what? It's worked very well for Alex and for all of us. I highly recommend you go and take a look at his LinkedIn bio, the New Stack itself, because this man knows his stuff.
Thank you, Paul.
And since you're plugging, so we plug once again the Crunch with Rebecca Wedeman, and also, and now this is my name for the show, Brohammer and the Cowboy. They're both here. They do their show.
Brohammer and the Cowboy. That's a movie title. That's a movie title.
Wow.
Brohammer and the Cowboy. Damn.
That sounds like a bad drive time radio team.
No, it's a movie title, man. Brohammer and the Cowboy. Okay, so who do you want to star though? That's what I'm wondering. I'm gonna have to work on this one now. I'm in. I'm in on your movie.
I have to say there seems to be a little bit more electricity in the room, just from the close-up shots they were showing before.
Maybe that was it in the first one. They were keeping the electricity down to keep the bill low.
Oh no! You know
Here we are.
When we got the statement up.
We got the disclaimer.
Okay, we know it's real.
Wait, is this under NDA?
Yeah.
Oh no! This really screws up my plans.
Your evil plan says Brohammer and the Cowboy.
Is it wrong for me to already say even the setup video has a little bit more energy than the one this morning? It just feels a little bit more electricity.
How old is
I think
Larry
it's
now?
just
Like 80?
I think he's about 80.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's just the synergy of global business, Brent.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, that's certainly an emotionally deep thing. I know it's something that makes me cry every morning.
Hey, Paul, is it safe to say? Paul, is it safe to say that we're looking for something special to happen?
We hope so, but God knows.
This is quite the industrialist collage, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Wait, what did you just say?
An industrialist collage.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful
I
thing.
didn't quite get the industrialist. I was like, it's a new word.
Brohammer and the Cowboy star in the industrialist collage. Ooh, this has got a whole theme we can work with.
Like WWE intro music.
Yeah. Is Larry going to take on?
Oh, here he comes with the strut, man. He's got the strut.
You know, I want to look like that when I'm 80.
Look, everyone's excited.
Hard to believe he's 80.
Oh my gosh, he kind of looks a little older, doesn't he?
Well, because he's bending over a little bit. He is bending over a little.
Two topics today, and the first topic
He comes right into it.
is the multi-cloud era, the beginning of the multi-cloud era. Before this was called CloudWorld, it was called Oracle Open World.
We
Partnership.
used to hate AWS with a
Yeah.
passion.
The Oracle database
And Microsoft
ran on
Azure.
all sorts of computers around
Yeah.
Oh, and Google too, for that matter.
They were the evil
and on
ones.
PCs.
And Oracle was the
actually,
only true
for
cloud.
years, for decades, we had run on different kinds of computers, different operating systems.
Then we figured out we could make a
Coexisted with
shitload of money if we got along better.
applications from different vendors ran on Oracle. And it was the whole idea.
Yeah, there's like no competition
Customers had a
anymore,
lot
is
of
there?
choices.
It's like
Customers could choose computers, to choose operating systems, databases, applications, and mix and match those. But when we moved into the very exciting world of cloud that offered a lot of tremendous benefits, it seems like we lost one thing. We lost the idea that customers could buy technology from many different companies, and those technologies work gracefully together. And we call that, if you will, the era of open systems. Now, as we're well into the cloud era, we're entering a new phase where services on different clouds work gracefully together. The clouds are becoming open. They're no longer walled gardens.
Tying it all up.
Customers will have choices and can use multiple clouds together. So that's my first topic. My second topic is people are talking about AI constantly. I want to focus on AI's with the implication of AI and what it means for security. We're actually in a very interesting time when it comes to security, whether it's on-premise systems or cloud systems. There's more ransomware. There are more ransoms being paid this year than the year before. Clever cyber criminals are invading your networks, your computers, locking you away from your data unless you pay them a ransom in Bitcoin. And it's worse this year than last year. Worse last year than the year before.
it's growth
So
market.
if we're going to do a really good job of defending our networks, defending our computer systems.
What is he talking about?
And
No, I
stopping
think-
data theft,
I don't think he's confused.
preventing
No.
identity theft, all of those things. We
I don't think so, Thomas.
the most advanced technologies to defend ourselves. And those advanced technologies are artificial intelligence. And I'm going to talk about how Oracle is using AI to build.
So we need AI to keep us safe from AI.
Yeah, but what about the bad guys? Aren't they using AI too?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Alex. The threat
Identity theft. Someone logging on,
detection must match
infiltrating your
the
system,
caliber of the AI that's being used
someone-
against us.
Well,
stealing
yeah,
your
but
data,
if a bad guy with AI is matched by a good guy with
we can
AI, then
use
we're okay.
AI. We are using
how it goes,
AI.
right?
Well, that's Larry's message, I think.
Yeah, he's warming
Let
up.
me start with the open multi-cloud era begins.
This is partnership, partnership, partnership.
Yeah,
And
there it is.
simple fact,
Exactly.
Oh, look,
our
there's a dot,
customers,
dot, dot.
all of you
After,
out there use multiple clouds. There are 4 very, very large infrastructure companies that have big clouds: AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google, and Oracle. That's in alphabetical order, by the way. By the way, the second one, the application clouds are also in alphabetical order. Now, notice the dot, dot, dot after Workday. There are lots of different application clouds. And
You noticed it.
4 large-scale global infrastructure companies. And customers typically use 1 or 2 or even 3 different infrastructure clouds. They might use many applications. ServiceNow, I can go on and on. They could use many different clouds.
Sure you could.
But today, those clouds really don't work well together. It's not really, they're not gracefully integrated. Good example.
Can I ask one quick
Some
question? Did he
customers
fix healthcare, or
may
was that
want to
sorted from last year?
move their Oracle
Hopefully he'll get to it at
I
some
think we're
point.
going to hear about that.
Yeah.
From
Because he was
on-premise.
going to reunite the global healthcare
AWS.
databases. Are we going to get an update?
Ooh.
Customers,
He did
some of our
not say
customers
that.
definitely
No.
want to do that.
All right,
In
well,
other words, they'd like
we'll get
to
back to
use
that next year.
the Oracle Exadata database cloud service inside of AWS. They would like to move the application intact, use the Oracle database, but have the application and the database running in AWS. Well, multi-cloud interconnect, taking a network and connecting the Oracle cloud to AWS would make that possible. You could do that. We can interconnect the clouds. And in some cases, we have interconnected the clouds. But an interconnect alone is not optimal. It's not the ideal solution. If you want to, connecting the Oracle cloud to AWS doesn't automatically mean it's easy to connect an application running in AWS.
He's
to a
just talking about
database running
connecting. I
in
don't.
the Oracle cloud. They could be quite far away from each other, so there could be a latency problem, a performance latency problem. The fact that you have to hook up there's no real graceful way to hook up the AWS applications. You can't go to the AWS console and just hook up an application running in AWS to the Oracle Exadata database. So it's not easy to do. It's not necessarily fast to run. It's doable, but it's suboptimal. A much better approach would be if we actually embedded an Oracle Cloud data center right inside of AWS. In other words, we took the Exadata cluster hardware, our RDMA network, all of the latest Oracle database software, and actually took that data center, that OCI data center, and embedded it right into an AWS data center. That would give us much, much, much better performance, higher bandwidth, lower latency. We'd set it up so it'd be very easy to provision the Oracle database from the AWS console. So you never had to really leave the AWS. Let's see on this. I'm going to do this.
By the way, he did turn 80 last month.
Okay.
Yes.
Again,
Much better. All right.
there you go.
Everyone's comfortable now? Great. All right. So we want to make it really easy to use. So usually if you're an AWS customer and you're familiar with the AWS console, just go in there, you provision your application servers, you provision whatever you need, including the Oracle database directly from the AWS console. So it's completely transparent. And when you're using the Oracle database in AWS, it has all the latest and the best features. It's because it's an Exadata cluster. It's fully fault tolerant. If a couple of CPUs should break, it makes no difference. The application continues to run. If you start out by using 12, you provision 12 CPUs and for your database, and the database is running a very large query, it can automatically go out and dynamically expand and get more processors to run that big complex query, get it out of the pool of processors in Exadata. You get a big burst in performance. When you're through running that complex query, you return those processors to the pool. So it gets all of our latest technology right inside of AWS. And it seemed like such a good idea. We worked with AWS to do just that. Take the OCI database, the OCI data center, the database, our cluster hardware, our RDMA network, and put it all at AWS. That's our latest and best stuff. Exadata cluster hardware, version 23 AI of our database. And that's going to be available December of 2024. So it's a few months from now. and soon, and thereafter, we'll also have autonomous and exascale. So we're very excited about it, and I'd like to invite Matt Garman, the CEO of AWS, to come out here.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Brent, love it.
He gets the heavy hitters.
Why we're very excited about.
Wow.
You couldn't have spared one heavy hitter for Safra.
Open,
Yeah,
Another one.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just
Matt?
trying to figure out why you want an Oracle data center in AWS, but
I was curious about that too, actually.
I've never seen him actually do an interview style presentation.
Great to see you.
This is going to be interesting.
this guy Matt's a sales guy, isn't he?
I don't know. I don't really know much about him.
It's great to see you without 20 lawyers around.
Years and years ago, we had a wonderful relationship with Amazon, and we have lots of customers in common. I think we both listen to those customers.
Yeah.
Some of them certainly asked me over and over again, when are we going to be able to use the Oracle database inside of AWS?
Yeah.
And now
There we go.
that will be December in 2024.
Yeah, it's something we're super excited about as well. We have, as you mentioned, there's a wide variety of customers who choose to run in AWS. It's the most popular cloud out there, and they love the security of AWS. They love the scalability of AWS, and they want to run some of their most mission critical workloads. They already run them on Oracle, and they were having trouble figuring out, how do I pick A or B? And they said, I want to pick A and B. And they really wanted to run all of those mission critical workloads inside of AWS where their applications are, but they need low latency to their database. And that's what we're super excited about rolling out. And many customers.
There's your answer, Alex. Low
There it
latency.
is.
Low latency latency, baby.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Who runs many of their systems inside of AWS. They have recommendations.
It's amazing.
And
Started out with the database,
applications.
keeps it moving.
They run their core workload, database workloads.
47 years of database.
And they were trying to figure out, how do I get my rack workloads together to work in a low latency way with all their applications?
Fox Pro, eat your heart out.
Yeah, no, I mean, customers' choices has always been good for our business.
Yes.
And you give your customers lots and lots of choices in
All right.
AWS. And I
You
think
made
it's gonna
some
work out well
big
for us
acquisitions along the
and
way.
for all the people here today.
Yeah. What I found is that when we listen to customers and we really listen to what they're looking for, that's when we deliver an outstanding product. And I think one of the cool things that we haven't talked about yet too, which is just this integration it's part of moving the Exadata actual hardware and Oracle Rack capabilities inside of the AWS data center. But it doesn't even stop there. We actually, and the teams did a great collaboration here. When they listen to customers, they want it to feel like a native AWS service that's running there. And so there's lots of integrations where when you take backups of your Oracle database, it actually saves it in the customer's S3 bucket so that they have access to that into their AWS.
Oh, there you go.
There's native integrations in zero ETL where customers want to take the data that's inside of their Oracle database.
Larry's been pushing that sort of approach for what, several years now.
And then push some of that data back into the
S3 approach.
Yeah.
Database.
No, the zero latency approach.
The AWS marketplace, so it all comes to you on your AWS bill.
Zero ETL is a phrase AWS uses a lot.
Really love that native feeling integration where it kind of feels and works really well together.
Pumping that
Yeah, no,
for
I
a
agree
long
with you.
time.
That's what the customers have been asking for, and we decided that there will be no price distinction in sense the same. The Oracle database on AWS is the same price as the Oracle database on OCI.
Yep, same price, same performance, same everything.
Same price, same performance, same features, same functions, all exactly the same. You can get support both from AWS and from Oracle.
Yep.
Again, we think this dramatically expands the market. It's what customers have asked for a very long time.
Yeah.
My friend, I'll name Jamie Dimon. Has got huge commitments.
Name drop.
JP Morgan Chase, huge commitments to AWS, and he was every time he saw me, he asked me when are we going to have it at AWS.
Yeah.
And now I finally have an answer. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it's there's actually already a pretty impressive list of enterprises that are really excited about this. Folks from Vodafone were frustrated about having their environment actually fractured across multiple different places, and they're super excited about bringing these things together here. The folks at ExxonMobil where they run highly regulated workloads, and they run those in AWS because they love the security and scalability, but they also run them on Oracle database. And customers are just super excited about being able to bring these together. It also speeds that migration. A lot of customers are wanting to move to the cloud, and the more we can make it easy for them to use the components and the applications that they love and that they use as part of their operating environment, and make it easy to migrate those without having to change those out, the faster many of these customers can go on that modernization journey and get out of their own data centers where and they can focus on really.
So we just got the partnership at the ground level, and I'm guessing we're going to get a partnership at the application level, maybe a surprise there.
Who knows?
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah.
There's going to be absolute parity, whether it's pricing, support, availability dates between the Oracle Cloud and the AWS Cloud with the Oracle database services. So we think that's what customers want, and we're thrilled that this is working out, and how quickly you guys are responding to get this thing live before the end of the year.
Yeah, so we'll be out in preview at the end of this year in one availability zone or in one region.
Remember that
and
one?
We'll be quickly launching to other regions.
I think it was still Open World, where he just came out and bashed Amazon from the very beginning to the very end. This is such a market change. I feel like I got whiplash or something.
Actually, we got someone here who can tell you what regions he wants.
Awesome.
We've got we have a customer that's going to join us on stage, Andy Zitney.
Another customer,
the Chief
another
Technology
guest.
Officer of State Street will come
Oh, I'm guessing they're more than that.
And I'm sure he'll have
Brent, Larry still knows whose database is really better.
Yeah, they're just still better. We're still better than you guys.
So who is this?
Guy looks like Bill Murray.
He did kind of come out looking like Bill Murray.
It's Bill Murray.
I'm going to take my foot off.
This is they're previewing the new Ghostbusters.
I think something was lost in translation. Sorry for the pun.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hammer is here to play, babies.
Yeah, I was listening backstage. I think I'm actually State Street's more excited than you two on the relationship.
That's
what we like to hear.
And you hit all the same talking points, right? We're a huge Exadata user, and we're a huge partner with AWS. And we ran into the complexity of all the data running on Exadata. And we were
These
starting
sets
down
of
the journey
conversations really make a lot of sense together
and
so
this
far.
comes right at the perfect time to expedite that, make it easier for us, and help our digital transformation and accelerate it. I think the rest of the industry is out there waiting on it too. So I think it's going to be a very exciting announcement, and it's going to help others, not just State Street.
How do you think about it? I'm curious, as you think about
Look at this.
what you all are doing
This is
with
cool.
regards to AI and data and things like that.
Yeah, they're
Do you
actually
use this
having
as
a
something that helps
conversation.
you
Yeah.
the cloud and
Shock.
your modernization journey there and take advantage of some of those new
Really
technologies?
funny.
Yeah,
Larry
data
said,
has
"Wait a
gravity.
minute.
There's a ton of gravity.
You must watch your show.
Separate those two from your
I didn't bring you here
application
to actually
and
ask me that
AWS
question."
Cloud, the latency became concerns, right? This gives us the ability now to move that.
In all seriousness, though, like Brent, you're right about the change in tone, and I would much rather see these companies working together to help customers than bashing each other.
Yeah.
We require
Much rather that.
non-regulated
Well, this started
environments.
last year, really.
We had to have trusted
All the
partners.
partnership side
I
of
call
things.
it the partner ecosystem. And seeing two strong partners like
I don't know. Larry just
AWS come
seems
together
to have,
delivers a platform
because I still pretty much
to
attribute all of this to
the
him.
ability now to as
Seems
opposed
to,
spending all the
Have
time
mellowed?
yeah, quite a bit.
Considerably.
did the integration was.
I mean, I don't know that he's actually mellowed, but
We're
he's
excited to help you on that
he's
journey. and I
an
know we're
incredibly
both,
smart guy.
super
Knows
interested
when
in
the
you
time
can-
is right
how
to
your
make
business
the
can
change, I
accelerate,
guess.
how you can innovate faster.
I just like
once
the
you get
fact that
data
Larry is
from the
letting
cloud.
them have a
It
conversation
helps us
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
his stage and not feeling threatened about it
That's
either.
really
No.
cool.
Yeah.
Now we get to do the
Different.
Have you, Andy? Have you thought about locations? I mean, the first place we're opening up is in Virginia. You know, different companies.
That's that thing they're building next to my house. We were just about
That's
to
why they're
sue.
that's why they're tearing down the Mirage across the street.
Well, we were just looking to sue someone, so now we know who to sue.
Yeah, we're going to need it globally, right? And we
Good
need
luck.
it not only East Coast, West Coast, center. central of the U.S.
I think I just saw an article about that, about how a lot of local communities are kind of annoyed by data center expansion.
Oh no, I live in one. I live in one.
Atlanta just they're putting up some regulation to limit the amount of data centers that can be built in there.
Just wait till all the real droughts hit, and then all those chip plants want to use all the water. It's happened in Taiwan, where they even stopped giving water to the farmers for irrigation because TSMC needed.
Well, I mean, I'm in Manassas, Virginia, and they're opening up. There's probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 data centers already in Manassas, and there's many more to come. And they're buying up people's homes for, let's say, the actual value of the homes, $500,000. They're buying them up for $3 million, so they can take the land. I mean, it's going on pretty regularly in where I live. It's a big deal.
So it does spread our footprint out a bit. So we do need the technology, like I say. I hate to use the word everywhere, but we definitely need the services pretty much everywhere.
I got one last question about how many different data centers, AWS data centers, do you think you will be in? When you say everywhere,
how many do you need?
A single country in Europe.
This is the sales pitch.
3,075.
Close the deal for him.
Right.
Yeah, when we look at our current footprint, we're in about 43 different locations.
Whoa.
We're hoping to scale that back down to a 30 number. So it
What
is
do you say?
countries
How many?
due to data restrictions, right? Can't move it out of country.
Catch.
So we do require that. So it will be in multiple countries. You know, we're thinking the number is going to be 30 to 40 at the end.
Jesus.
But again, when it's our data center, that's a huge cost.
That's just one
Data center,
customer.
I'm only paying for what I use. Makes it
No
much
kidding,
easier
huh?
to now put an Oracle in that
Jesus.
data center. I don't need an on-prem as much as I used to. We can operate in the cloud with a couple of trusted partners.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, well, it looks like you and I have some work to do.
Excellent. We've got some rollout plans. We'll definitely get that prioritized list and get going on it.
Yeah, definitely. Looking
That's a
forward to
real
it.
sale right there.
That's it. They closed the deal on stage.
Right there.
Yeah.
No,
There it
this
is.
such a,
All right, gotta get back to the set.
this is such a better conversation flow
Oh yeah.
than what we had earlier today. It's unbelievable. It's like night and day.
Okay. Once again,
Get back down.
our line is in alphabetical order. You know, again, it used to be Oracle Open World. Now it's Oracle CloudWorld. I think Safra probably will not agree that we should call it the Open Multi-Cloud World.
I would agree with Safra on this one.
Absolutely.
But I do think this is a very different situation than we had only a few years ago, where I think you'll see more and more.
I would have liked the
ability for
Oracle
customers to use different
Automagical
services from different
multi-cloud
clouds and gracefully mix them in a single
Auto magical.
Auto magical, that'd be the best.
We can include that in Brohammer and the Cowboy.
operate in a lot of countries.
That'll go into the movie.
Sovereignty rules that have to be obeyed.
Auto magical.
So this multi-cloud world is going to involve lots and lots of new data centers scattered, throughout the globe.
Jeez.
It really is very exciting. As you know, Oracle has now reached the point where we have connected our cloud to AWS. We put OCI data centers in AWS. We put OCI data centers in Google. We put OCI data centers in Microsoft. We've interconnected to the 3 other major infrastructure providers in North America, but of course they're not North American companies. They're global infrastructure providers.
Is this part of the world domination plan? I guess it always has been.
So again, giving customers choice.
Well, it's succeeding at this
seemed
point.
like a good idea.
Unite the clans, baby.
For having choices.
Hey, next year, do you think we could get Google, Microsoft, and AWS all on stage together?
No. Never.
Okay,
That'd be cool.
That would.
So
And
the-
party.
the idea that we've connected to all of these public infrastructure clouds. Oh, that's interesting to read. Okay. We talked about AWS,
That's awesome.
Azure, Google, and Oracle.
There's a group of people at Oracle right now just
We also
Coming.
connect
Somebody just got
to
fired.
Fujitsu
Yeah.
Japan.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We're building data
customer
centers
applications
inside
can
of
use
Fujitsu.
services from multiple.
We're building data
clouds.
centers inside of NTT.
Fujitsu there, Paul.
And
Our
we've
buddy.
already built 4
Our
data
buddy.
centers at NRI. That's called Nomura Research. And they are an infrastructure provider. They using the Oracle Cloud. And maybe the most interesting application they run in the Oracle Cloud in Japan is they run the Tokyo Stock Exchange. As far as I know, it's the only stock exchange.
I don't know,
that runs
guys.
their entire business
I
in the
look
cloud.
as a consumer
it
and look
is-
at the
it's
state
really
of businesses, and I don't see that things have fundamentally changed.
embed
There's
our
terrible
data
companies
centers, the
still,
OCI
there's
data
terrible
center,
customer
and the
service,
Oracle
and
database,
on.
and a bunch
And
of
I
other
can't
Oracle
believe that we need
services
all these data
uh,
centers and all this
in-
AI capability
these
when
different
businesses
clouds,
fundamentally still keep
where
screwing up and not
Fujitsu
delivering
now
on
can service
the
their
value we're
customers
supposed to
using
put forth.
the Oracle database and the OCI
So
cloud.
I'm really
So will
wondering,
NTT,
why should I
so
care
will
about
NRI,
this if the
so will
outcome
a
to
number
me
of
as a
other
consumer
Japanese
is going to be
companies.
different?
Well, probably as a consumer, it's going to be. I mean, to me, if I'm as a consumer, I wouldn't care about it. I just want whatever it is I want as a consumer to be done as the way I want it done, or make it easy on me. That's it. The rest of it, how it gets there, I'm not going to care.
Google Gemini
As long as
for
I
the
don't get
Oracle Cloud.
ripped off by it.
So the interesting thing about this multi-cloud
So
world
honestly, in that
is
regard,
whichever cloud
I don't think I would care.
is, if
But
you will, your
from the
primary
standpoint
cloud,
of
you can
what we're
reach out to other
seeing,
clouds, infrastructure
the
clouds,
people sitting in the audience,
application clouds,
they care because they're responsible
and
for making
the
those things
applications
happen.
and the services
I
you
think.
want.
I would think.
Another interesting thing about OCI is we have private cloud offerings in addition to our public. I've been talking about public clouds now up until now. AWS, Google, Microsoft, and Oracle all have public clouds. But we're different in one important way, and that is we also have private clouds, private infrastructure clouds. In fact, we have three flavors of that: enterprise, CNC. That's dedicated region clouded customer. In other words, let's say you're a big customer, like a Vodafone, and you would like to use the Oracle Cloud, but you don't want any other tenants. You don't want any other users in your version of the Oracle Cloud. Yeah, I like the Oracle Cloud. Build me 6 of them. Build me 6 data centers, and Vodafone will be the only ones in that cloud. We don't want anyone coming into our cloud with a credit card. We don't want anyone coming into our cloud that we don't know. We want a private cloud.
I remember the early days of like hosted services and all that. They attempted that.
Every service, every feature.
Same thing.
Where they would like build in infrastructure within the environment. Yeah.
Basically walled off.
Yeah.
You know, walled off
cloud in any way. They're
hosted services.
And
I remember Salesforce even had it in the early days. I don't know what they do with it now, but
we have an Alloy Cloud.
Alloy Cloud. Wow.
They have 4.
Yeah, might be heading into the weeds a little much at the moment.
They provide services, as I mentioned.
But it doesn't sound like much has changed. I mean, it's basically building out more on-prem environments. You know, so they can build out one more data center after the next.
The Oracle Cloud services to their dedicated customers. NRI is a perfect example of an Alloy Cloud customer. And then nation states, countries, not companies, countries that are very concerned that their data remains sovereign. They want their data in their country.
I have to say it again.
Government data, maybe all the healthcare data.
He's an 80-year-old multi-billionaire, and he still seems to be up to speed and passionate as hell about this stuff. I would be on an island somewhere at 80 if I had his money. I wouldn't be talking about this. That's as impressive a thing to see than anything else so far.
The fact his mind's fully functioning at 80 is pretty impressive.
Not just functioning. I mean,
I'm 74 and my mind's not. So
we can do all of that. We're building not only public clouds and expanding our public cloud, but we're building dedicated private clouds for some of our most important customers. And it gives you more security because it's a private data center. There's nobody there. It's a private network. It's behind your firewall. And there are no tenants.
That doesn't make it secure. We've seen that over and over again.
So it's again one of the things that Oracle offers that the other cloud companies.
And everything's so porous now.
We're seeing pretty good uptake on our private.
Well, he's
Firewall
only
almost seems
Oracle at this stage.
outdated. Yeah.
I think he's only in section 1 of his 3.
Public and private cloud data centers around the world. Actually, more than that now.
Wow, look at that. That's
because
crazy.
we've actually started on our
Holy
first
God.
AWS cloud data center. But we have 162 public and private cloud data centers.
But didn't we hear and see most of this yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
We
slide.
did.
More on top of that.
This is what you guys got yesterday.
So,
Yeah.
in fact,
I see they have one in
a very
Ashburn,
large
Virginia.
number of cloud
That's
data centers.
pretty close to where I live.
Measuring in the hundreds,
That's
probably
kind of
measuring
Leesburg
over
area.
1,000 in the not too distant future, because a lot of our customers are telling us, yes, they want to move to the cloud, but they don't want to move to the public cloud just yet. It might be a regulated bank and they have regulatory issues. It might be a country and they have sovereign data issues. Anyway, there are lots of issues. Our job is to provide customers with choices. We have a lot of public cloud regions all over the world, but we also can offer you a dedicated cloud for your company or for your country.
Got that already, Larry.
Well, his statement that everybody,
Clouds are all
he's
identical,
talking to these companies when they want to move to the cloud. I'm not sure
we
that's
build the largest
correct,
data centers in the world.
because
The
I
huge
rarely
data
run
centers
into
we
anybody
build
that has
are
moved
typically for our
at least a
AI
good chunk
training
of some of their
customers like
compute
NVIDIA,
over to some
OpenAI's
hosting
ChatGPT,
service,
and
a
XAI's
hyperscaler.
Grok, which are currently being
And
trained
some stats I've read
on
would
Oracle
suggest
cloud data centers.
as much as
Cloud data centers.
3/4 of the
But we
apps
actually,
that's been
while 800
probably
megawatts
converted
is
by now.
gigantic,
Well, I mean, it
we're
seems
actually
like.
data centers planning
Go ahead,
that are
Brett.
over a gigawatt.
No, I'm just saying 800 megawatts. That's
Our
Yeah,
data
I mean,
centers
everything they're talking about is
go down to
just
144
hyper scaled.
So
I mean, that's
we
all
can
they
offer
talk
you a
about anyway.
private
From
cloud
this
very,
morning,
very
now,
economically.
it's
It'll
those,
fit in
what we
your
discussed
data.
earlier, the
It is
giant
not
enterprises.
insignificant.
The
The
company
costs are
check.
identical. The cost for running the Oracle database in your private cloud is identical to the cost running the Oracle database in a public cloud. You can run Fusion applications in a private cloud, HCM, CX. You can keep your Cerner health data in Serbia entirely in your sovereign cloud, so all your health data is in your country. There are lots of uses of these private clouds, and we see an increase.
I think the audience would be stunned if he showed projections for what the AI component of all those apps are going to do to
different
the
countries,
energy consumption.
companies,
Oh gosh, yeah.
regulated industries like financial services.
That's where it's just
Very
astronomical.
interested in private cloud.
That would get heads snapping back.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm going to change subjects.
Yeah, we faced it in
I'm
Oregon
going to
where
talk about cloud
Intel
security.
has talked about
More
upping up
specifically,
their
I'm going to talk
up
about
their
how we can
electricity
use-
consumption
we as an
to almost
industry
unprecedented levels.
can use AI.
Putting cables through
Can use AI.
forest land that's
dramatically
protected, and everyone's kind of
cloud
like, wait, what are you
security.
talking about? Well, that's AI. That's
I mean,
that's kind of
improve
one
it by
of
a
the
factor of 10
results of
or
what
a
happened.
factor of 100. Do things that everyone wants us to do, like get rid of passwords. Passwords are a terrible idea. Passwords that are 17 characters long, including special characters that no one can ever remember and has to write down, are unbelievably easy to steal. The cyber wars are getting worse, not better. We've got to find better ways to authenticate people than asking them to type in a password. Okay, there are 4 pillars. We look at 4 pillars of security at Oracle.
we're kind of getting into the
One is
weeds a
data
bit here.
security.
Yeah, this is part 2.
Make sure under no circumstance can people look at your data, steal your data,
Oh, Marta.
or lock you
Yay.
out.
How you doing,
away from
Marta?
your data.
She's one of the best, man.
We have to absolutely have
She ran Philip's
data security.
CX
And
program
Oracle,
globally.
everyone knows
She's
Oracle's
a
first customer was the
fantastic
National Intelligence
person.
Agency.
Now she's doing some other. She's
They
worked
take the
elsewhere,
data
but
security very seriously over there. And we've taken data security very seriously since we started.
So I don't like passwords very much either, but don't we face this crossroads where we run into all these biometric solutions? And how many people do you want to own your face and your biometrics in this world? That would be my question.
Well, I mean, no argument.
Yep, because they can steal that and do all sorts of craziness with that.
Anything that imprints anything digitally can be stolen.
In a way that they're more secure than they are now. We just do a better job of training our programmers. Do we make sure
I'm uncomfortable with
security vulnerabilities? What do we
this
do?
data center build out.
Next thing is user identity. I said passwords.
Why?
We went through changes in society with new innovation, like the advent of railroads. We built on infrastructure, same thing with electricity. And yeah, we did the things like cut through
one of our databases.
We did eminent domain things. But the business prop is, or the value prop is pretty clear. I don't think you could say that about all the AI stuff that's being built that's mostly benefits society in a material and positive way. And it makes me wonder, maybe this isn't the infrastructure we really want to be building. We're certainly building as much of it as what's going on today.
Summarize, what we need to do is a set of cyber robots, defense robots, to stop these attacks.
Oh boy, here we go.
Cyber robots.
What are we talking about?
Nice.
How do we keep your data safe? Very simply using autonomous systems.
Oh boy.
Autonomous, fully automated, fully self-driving systems. Just like self-driving cars.
Not a good analogy.
Cars are much safer than human driving cars. The robot isn't going to go 130 miles an hour on the freeway. The robot is not going to have a few drinks after dinner and get in the car. We can save lots of lives with autonomous driving cars.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet.
We can do a better job of protecting our data if the database system that is managing that data is fully autonomous. And this is something that Oracle has been working on for a very long time, and we think we're quite good at. Almost all cyber attacks begin the same way, with human error.
Configurations, yeah.
The Oracle Autonomous Database has a robot DBA. The robot DBA automates everything.
The imperfection of humans just cannot compete with the perfections of machines. It's just so obvious.
There's a famous story of a large bank running a big application in a cloud.
Oh, Thomas, don't sweat the fine print like that.
The last time I was in San Francisco, I saw all those cars, and I ain't getting in those things.
And they left it vulnerable to the public internet. And literally every single credit card user lost their credit card data.
Yeah, driving cars don't drive drunk, but they also don't know what the pylon on the top of the car is for and why it can't pull.
Because human beings do not configure the system.
Friggin' humans always make a mistake, man.
Oh, there's those humans.
Self-driving.
Hell with them.
It configures itself. It decides. It encrypts everything. It backs itself up. If you have to recover from a backup, it does that fully automatically. There are no human beings involved in backup.
None. Zero.
Recovery.
No humans.
A new version of Oracle comes out.
No human developed it.
Automatically gets updated. There's a security patch that's available. It automatically patches.
We're not even going to have to come to CloudWorld in the future. We can just send our robots.
We'll send our agents.
That'll be awesome. I'll just be like, hey, did you talk to Alex Bot at the show? Yeah, it was awesome.
Your bot was drunk?
Yeah. But
on
Brent's bot was kind of a dick, though.
10W40, which is cast strength oil.
Have we heard the term agent yet?
No, it's coming.
No.
He's getting that's later, right? AI.
Get the Dr. Pepper ready, Brian. If you're going to hear the term agent.
Without missing a beat. No human beings involved in the recovery whatsoever. No human labor.
Why is he making such a gigantic point of this, for God's sake?
Thomas, what I would say is that the history of cybersecurity is that the attackers are always out in front of the defenders for a variety of reasons, and that's not going to change in AI.
No.
Which does not mean that it's not important to use AI in that context. It's just that the attackers are always out in front, period.
I'm not sure advertising getting rid of humans with an audience full of people with Oracle DBA on their business cards.
He's overemphasizing, I'll tell you that. I get autonomous, okay, good, but
already a lot of our stuff runs.
Isn't this kind of like a Silicon Valley kind of shtick too?
Well,
playing it up for his friends, saying, "We don't need anybody working for us. We don't need any people out there to do this stuff." It seems very kind of libertarian.
New products in Fusion sales and Fusion marketing. We're not obsoleting anything.
Very conservative viewpoints.
The new updated versions of Fusion sales and marketing are run on the.
Well, and it's interesting because I don't think that's true. I think Oracle DBAs are going to be quite busy for a long time. And, we discussed that yesterday with Evan Goldberg of NetSuite, who said the same thing about NetSuite administrators.
By 2025,
True.
We will have moved all of our applications to the autonomous database. We will be off the older databases. Everything must be autonomous, not to save money, but to keep the data safer. No human labor, no human error. So that's the first thing. The first thing we do for security, using AI to build autonomous systems and get rid of human errors that allow people to steal your data.
But then what if the AI locks us out?
Another thing that runs on the autonomous database.
Yeah, we're getting into movies territory.
In the Oracle Cloud, we keep track of your configurations.
Guys, there's been an industry in Hollywood just making movies about some criminal mastermind.
Yep.
Foils all kinds of security protections, and pulls off some big cable. Then a big chase goes on for about 30-40 minutes, and then they escape and live happily ever after. I bring that up because all of this stuff, it's only going to be as good as the program who actually designed a lot of the, let's say, autonomous protection. The danger is that someone's going to come at this, these data centers with a completely different novel idea and a new way to crack things that no one else had anticipated previously. So this stuff, I think it's a fantasy to think that it can be protected into perpetuity. It's better than nothing, I agree with that. But
cloud, we have to be able to keep it secure and minimize labor.
I think I'll say last year was a little bit more
pillar of security using AI
the whole
again.
Hour for him last year was really
everyone's very excited.
Kept you on your seat, so to speak. This is a little bit of a lull going on.
So this is a slight, this is a not quite ones and zeros, but it's a bit of a reversion, let's just say.
Kinda.
Actually, it is ones and zeros. It's code.
Yeah, it's just a.
Some code generation.
Oh, sorry, I was still in EPSIDIC. Let me get out of base 16. I'll be ready to handle it.
But you also can build code generators specifically to generate applications, not when you use a large language model to generate applications, you translate English into Java.
Yeah.
And some people think that might not be the most efficient way to describe programs in the English language. Everyone knows the English language. I should say everyone in this room probably knows the English language. But it might not be the most precise way to describe a computer program. So we can have that debate. Both types of code generation are useful. Where you invent a new language that's designed to be a code generator, and it builds the application, or you use English and you describe it in English and you build the application from English. Well, This is an area where Oracle has built a language called Apex and made, in the last couple of years, since the dawn of, if you will, the AI era, we've made huge changes to Apex. And it can now generate very sophisticated applications. When it generates the application, it's very interesting. And we, by the way, we're generating the majority of the new applications that we're, quote, writing. We're really not writing, we're generating using Apex. So we are both an infrastructure company and an application company, and more of our applications are generated using Apex. So what are some of the advantages of using Apex? Everyone says, well, we get 10x productivity versus hand programming in Java. Yeah, we do. We get huge productivity gains.
Who might everyone be?
Again, more important is our security. When the application generator generates the code, we don't generate security vulnerabilities. We don't generate security vulnerabilities. A computer program is writing the code. It will not make that mistake. It will not generate a vulnerability you have to fix later on.
Really? Is that true?
Create something called state in an application. I'm not going to go into it, but there are stateful applications and stateless applications. A stateless application, if your data center burns down, you can immediately fail over to a different data center. They're easy to recover, but you have to make sure you write the program properly, and it has to be stateless to make it fully recoverable. So not
this is kind of a
generated applications more secure because we don't generate security vulnerabilities. They're more reliable because if power lines
like I said,
data center for
give him a lot of credit.
And if you lose power,
you can tell he's still deep into this stuff.
But sadly enough, at least speaking for myself, I'm not that deep into this stuff.
To be fully recoverable, a stateless.
Well, coming from the CX perspective, this is not.
So
my interest level
doesn't even have to. I mean, just tell me what you told me last year, or give me an update. I'd be really happy.
I mean, I was really looking forward to the update around the healthcare stuff and what they mentioned yesterday in our thing. You know,
there's lots of problems that can result from AI generated code. There's all kinds of memory leaks that can happen. There's logic errors.
You're more productive and you're more secure.
I mean,
it's not a panacea, but I think there is a need for incremental improvement. There's no doubt about it. So, automation has been,
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there is. It's just, you don't need to spend an hour telling us that. You know what I mean? He's what he's doing.
I think everyone's going to be.
He also said, what was it? Everybody says there's a 5x increase in what was it? Right? Who's everybody?
Why do you type in a password?
And where's that number even come from? That's just like make up a number.
At oracle.com. That's who I am in cyberspace.
Alex, to your point, I think there's all kinds of coding assistants, and some of them are useful. It depends on the individual programmer. I'm actually a lot more interested in how these tools can engage business users to talk about what they want to see out of a piece of software and translate that into specifications that a developer can use. I think that's actually more interesting than trying to eradicate developers off of the face of the earth when there's actually a shortage of good enterprise applications that actually work well.
Yeah, I mean, for example, algorithms can have all kinds of flaws. And if the AI is generating the code for the algorithms, I would think developers want to use those AI generation capabilities to better understand the flaws in the algorithm.
Right.
So type in who you are, and
this is a really interesting contrast, though, because last year was such a sort of human-centric keynote about real problems facing humanity, and now we have like kind of a very extreme sort of keynote around the impact of machines. And somewhere in the middle, I think, lies sort of what I was sort of hoping to hear today.
Somewhere between dystopia and utopia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and to Brian's point, with all those data centers built all over the world, that's not a climate change opportunity there at all. It's more, it's more of just like using up all the resources possible.
Well, I can speak from the experience that, again, Manassas, one of the big things is we already have a very poor electrical capacity in the city. It's already very poor, and more data centers will be chewing up more and more of that. And I don't hear any of the data center creators saying they're interested in, let's say, helping the power grid meet the electrical needs for the city.
We haven't heard anything about sustainability cloud for Oracle either.
Much easier to use.
He's still talking about passwords, by the way. It's kind of hard to believe we spend about 5 or 7 minutes on passwords.
It takes a couple of minutes to register yourself biometrically in a biometric database. You put your smartphone in your face for a couple of seconds. You put your fingerprint on your.
No, Tom, it's about passwords, man.
I mean, how many Oracle systems have been broken into over the years where all that data gets stolen? So we're going to put more biometric data.
Yeah, CC saw the face video and all that stuff. Like, how many people that hate passwords really want their faces to be surveilled by every corporation on the face of this planet?
They are just not.
Who are you, Larry?
Therefore, that option's going to be gone inside of Oracle.
I'll stick with my password hell.
100% voluntary, but it is much.
Yeah, your face print, your footprint, your fingerprint, your voice print. I'd rather just type in a password.
Could I just have the shred of illusion of privacy that I can just cling to?
People walk into stores and impersonate me.
But you have the Mirage across the street.
Excellent. Yeah, let's hit that.
It's got the right name.
I want to see an application from Oracle where they find all these third parties who are hanging on to our credit card transactions for years with all the attendant data to go with it, and they never purge that stuff. I mean, I'm tired of getting a notification 3, 4, 5 times a year that some dumb, poorly run company has exposed me. Even in healthcare, people have been hacking stuff with all kinds of medical devices. There's third parties who process billings that have been hacked.
You can very easily
I don't think the problem is on the biometric side. I think it's from chumbalone companies that don't protect people's information.
You're exactly right. And no amount of encryption or biometric.
They shouldn't have it in the first place, let alone they shouldn't be retaining it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's how we built the Oracle database. It is because it runs on cluster hardware. We are fully.
And that goes to this issue that we face around endpoint management, right? It's like back, you look back to when Twitter first emerged. It was like suddenly the REST-based API became what everyone wanted to be able to do themselves, build out an API, and it became much easier. And well, now you have this incredible. Just huge attack of all these endpoints out there. They're not managed at all. And so the software supply chain is really what we hear a lot about in our community. Like how you protect the software supply chain. And this goes to none of that. This is just kind of very surface focused.
Is not authorized to be there.
I don't know if they wanted to put self-checkout on there as a success because retailers are yanking that stuff out left and right. And the world found out that a lot of these technologies have real human beings in those labor market watching the video feed. I don't think that's a success.
Prescriptions, but also there are a variety of other things. There was massive fraud.
This is one of those things where throwing out 200 million use cases for this doesn't really work that well.
Well, because they pretended to be
Probably
30
not for a
different people
keynote.
and collected
Well,
30
it doesn't
times
work
what
that
they
well
were supposed
anyway.
to
I mean, the reality is use cases are projected actual real life things, which are important because
biometric
things don't
authentication.
work without
It's
them. But
very difficult to impersonate
ultimately they have to
something
work somewhere
if you have
too.
proper
And
user authentication.
we have no example of that.
Okay, last
This is
one.
just him.
The fourth pillar, which is network security. And for
Zero
network
trust
security,
packet routing.
Yeah.
a dear friend of
Oh
mine,
my. He's right
by
back
the
to
name of
Larry.
Danny Hillis.
Oh, yes.
Same guy
This is
who
the way he's
invented
celebrating his
PHP.
80th
He was
birthday.
an undergraduate at MIT.
Why not? It was
Came to
zero trust
Oracle
packet
with
routing.
this
That's what
idea
I would be
called
doing. Can't wait till I'm 80.
which is a next
I can
generation
say, yep, I'm going to
network
celebrate with ZPR this year.
security technology. And we worked with
Sounds
Danny.
like a wild
and,
party.
It's going to be amazing.
buying a bunch of his
What
company.
a rave, man.
And we took
It's kind
the
of a
ideas,
bad
Danny's ideas,
title.
and
I'm
we
not sure what it
implemented
means exactly,
a
but
new generation.
it literally sounds
a new
like you should have
generation
no
of
trust in the
security.
approach we're taking in
And
packet routing.
it is
It's zero trust packet routing. It's like,
Yeah,
don't trust
that's-
anything we're saying about
incredibly
packet routing.
important problem. Network security. If anyone
you
in the
want, like,
audience here is in
100%
charge of
trust?
securing the network,
That's
into
what I
our
would sort of
public
think.
cloud, this is an
Zero trust
astoundingly
packet routing.
complicated problem.
That sounds like an
Very
Olympic
complicated
event
problem.
that
Because
might
when you
come back the
configure a
next
network,
year.
there are two competing goals.
Yeah, that's right.
One is you want to make it
You have to score on the high bandwidth, on low latency,
pathways, a lot of
and on the
bandwidth,
bars.
very fast. Everyone wants
And on the bars.
their network to
And you better have zero latency at the start gate.
That's right.
While you're making it fast and reliable,
You're right,
I
Thomas.
also want you to
Yeah,
make
it does
sure
kind of sound like
that
that.
And you have to stick the reliable communications between systems.
point A to point B where that is not allowed.
Watch out for that baton
I'm gonna
pass.
use one set
That's
of
right.
tools,
You know
for
what?
to
It makes
configure
me
the network,
wonder
but make sure two things are
how
true. It's fast
was
and it's secure.
last year's keynote perceived by folks that are not
When
like
you do
us,
that,
like
and
people
let's say
that
you're
are
trying
into
to
the bits and bytes.
improve the performance of your
Maybe they
network, you
thought
add
that
ports or
last
add
year
routes.
wasn't as good, and
If you're not
we wanted
careful,
more of
as you
this.
add
'Cause
ports and
it
add-
feels
and
like
add,
this is
routes,
completely
subnets,
different
and
from what
things
we
like
got
that.
last year.
Yeah, I always get the idea Larry does what he wants, really.
Security
Oh, yeah.
vulnerabilities. It happens all the time. It's
This
why it's
is
so
part of their
difficult
big standards
for someone
effort,
to
it
change their
sounds
network
like. I'm
configuration.
looking it up.
Because there are so many security audits required
This is
before
definitely
you change.
speaking.
Yeah, I don't think Larry takes a poll before his keynotes.
No, me either.
And
What do you want to hear me talk about?
complicated pictures. I mean, you've got
Thomas, look, we're not going to use the word blockchain today, okay? Like
that Brian's out of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
servers, from application servers to database servers, from database servers.
It is
Anyhow,
getting low.
Services gateway.
blockchain might solve data privacy though, so that'd be cool.
Blockchain already did solve it, so.
Oh right, sorry, I forgot.
You try to configure the network with these separate zones, these safe areas.
And unfortunately, we might have to
and
leave.
It's very, very difficult to do.
This should be over. Well, it should have been over by now, but it looks like he's going a little overtime. We might have to leave before he's done.
Yeah, at 2:10 we're gonna have to. We got to end because we have to go do the recording at 2:30. We could probably stretch it to 2:15.
Hey, just think, y'all. I mean, we get to watch this, and then there's the debates tonight.
Network security.
Gee, thanks, Alex, for really brightening our day.
That's right.
Don't worry about two things. Worry about one thing. Worry about making.
Okay, worry about one thing, everyone, not two.
Then let's build.
I'm guessing we got a bit of a head fake there, Brian, for something that we were hoping was gonna.
Yeah, I must have got some bad, really screwed up dope there. But anyway,
that's the zero trust.
Yeah, I'm still thinking of the zero trust relay race right now.
That's right. That's right.
The zero trust relay race. Do not.
That's right. As they come up behind to pass the baton, they hit you over the head with it instead.
Don't trust who gives
bam.
you the baton.
That's it. Bam. Hit you right over the head with that baton. I told you not to trust me.
With network configuration. And once again, we're going to use code generation. We're not going
Okay,
to have
more
you
quick.
write the code.
Billions of
We're going to
packets.
have you simply
per second.
specify the intent
That's packets of
of
ketchup.
how Zipper works.
That's the
And
packets of ketchup
Zipper.
used in Las Vegas
To enforce
Zipper.
during
the code
conferences.
generator, to enforce Zipper, what we actually do
Yeah, he's
is we
going
look
deep
at,
now.
we
He's
have
into it.
computers in our cloud.
He's been hanging out with MIT
every
dude.
single packet that goes
Mhm.
through the network and make sure
He's been
it's
like,
an
I mean,
this
again,
looks
this-
good,
it's
and
an authorized
Yeah,
this
Zipper
is
was
great.
from MIT.
And that
This
means
would
we're
literally be a
literally
great
these
workshop
robots,
for
these
Oracle
robots inspecting the packets in our
DBA or
network.
some Oracle
Millions of packets are being
Oracle
inspected
tech guy,
every second.
For a security
I'll tell you
network.
what. Oh, never mind.
but not for
Simple
a
example.
Keynote.
It's an
So the
identity-aware
code generator is,
security
how do you
network
authorize
layer.
a path? How do you authorize a data
I mean,
path?
think about how it started out with those great
simply say, I've got
conversations with
control
the
of the data.
AWS.
That this is saying allow the accounting application
This is
Right.
like
to
Wait, you got something against zero trust packet routing, Brent?
Well, yeah, I mean, I do. I don't trust it.
So you got a computer that is running the accounting
I
application.
still don't know
and it's
exactly what it
allowed
means,
to,
but you know,
Well, you know one thing, not to trust it. They tell you that.
We-
They literally tell you what to think about it. Don't trust packet routing.
you think Larry's at an unconference or something?
So
I don't know about you, but I only trust Oracle to route my packets.
we move the database from one location to
It's
another.
kind of personal.
We even expose it to the public internet.
I'm getting punchy now.
Well,
Yeah, I think we all
the
are.
only thing that can access that database, according to Zipper,
Man,
is
Brian's gonna need a whole
on the
case of Dr. Pepper.
Here it is. You can move it
This
wherever
is
you want to.
so. This is just
You will not be exposed.
I have to
changing
say,
the configuration. You will
disappointing.
not be exposing your
It's
data.
just so different than what we had last year.
Yeah, I was just hoping he'd build on that because that was the best thing he's ever done by a long shot.
It will
That was so good,
automatically
Larry.
adapt.
And this is
You
just
can
right
change
back
the
to the.
configuration. You can add
Minutia.
points.
And again, I'm sure there's a lot of
And Zipper
technical
will
validity in what he's saying somewhere in it, but
He,
I don't know what it is.
he just wants. He just
I've
wants some. He just wants someone to talk to. And that's clear.
All I know is I've learned to not trust packet routing. That's the only thing I'm getting out of this right now.
I don't think I like the acronym Zipper.
No.
I just like hearing him say it.
Look, there's nothing wrong with any of this stuff, and a lot of this is important advancement.
Right.
It's all about the context in which you frame them.
Exactly right.
The context is just off. We didn't start out with, hey, we're living in an insecure world. We're struggling. We're juggling with all of this stuff. We're trying to make all these innovation advancements, but if we don't get this shit right, forget about innovation. Like all of this stuff could have been framed, and then all the technology starts to make sense.
And it could have been framed in terms of, do you know how many hospitals have had ransomware attacks in the past year?
Right.
Because that's a huge problem. Cerner's certainly got to know about.
Yeah. Remember the one interesting one that was part of the Safra one? Didn't you come up with we've stopped 1 billion or some really crazy number of ransom attacks in the last minute or something like that?
It was like 137 bit. No, that was the Cloudflare person.
Yeah,
Cloudflare. 137 billion, I think it was.
That was a little bit of context around
Yeah.
That was great. Actually, that was my favorite part of the keynote.
Yeah, that me too.
Yeah, I think we all
agreed on that one. That's the way the whole thing should be framed.
Yes, exactly.
Larry just went straight into the tech on this, other than after AWS.
So now he's going to slam all the other cloud. Things in a neat bow.
After all the nice setup in the first part of the keynote.
Now he's going to go as far as the other clouds go. Just kidding. Here's what I really think.
We also have network processors.
That would be hilarious.
Well, it's interesting too because last year I got some criticism on the back channel about Larry's keynote because it was like, oh, this is an impossible problem to solve international healthcare and all of this stuff. And I understood that criticism, but I also felt like I like the ambition of like, let's solve these really difficult problems.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a problem with that reach of like, how are we going to do this?
No, not at all.
This could be very easily bridged to last year by talking about, to your point, John. We got to solve some of this stuff before we can do that stuff.
Yeah.
There you go.
But this is just gobbledygook at this point. I mean, look at this slide. This slide is like, oh my gosh, it's a two-part slide. It's just
perfectly into
Well, it's got zipper in it.
network architecture.
Zipper.
So
zipper.
Hey, we're gonna have to cut pretty shortly, guys, just so you know.
All right. Well, thank you. This has been fun.
Yeah, stick around. We're not quite cutting yet, but soon.
Because you can do the packet inspection.
Luckily,
now
we don't have to lug anything, so we're good.
Yeah.
Godspeed in the routing of your packets.
I have no trust in it, so
And may they be protected with high quality biometrics.
And may the zipper always be up.
Yeah, I think we need to pull the ripcord now.
The zipper language.
Zipper language.
Oh my God!
No, it does not work.
No one can take credit card
Oh
data.
my!
Give him credit.
He's totally.
I do look.
He's totally geeking out.
Yeah, he's still.
He
He's
should
done
be
this.
in like some network virtualization conference giving a talk.
He's done this before. I mean,
Oh, now we're going biometric plus.
okay. Well, that might be a good.
We got to go.
Yeah. All right. So Brent, why don't you take us out?
Yeah. Goodbye. No.
No.
Yeah. No, I don't know if we're gonna be doing any of them. I know they got some keynotes tomorrow. We'll stay tuned. Maybe we'll do something. Maybe we won't.
And we'll of course contact you guys if we are and if you're interested.
Yep. In the meantime, have zero trust, folks, and we will see.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye bye.